Welcome. We are doing another tier list. This time, the 50 US states strictly off of vibes. The way that I'll be deciding is where would I rather be at any given time. So I haven't been to every state, but I've been to most of them. I've been to about 43, I believe. I know this could be a sensitive topic, and I'm a patriot, so no state will be rated an F. I will be distinguishing between places I want to go and, well, maybe places I'm not sure I'll get to. But we can go ahead and get started with Indiana, which is a tough place to start. I believe they call themselves the Crossroads of America, and in my experience, it's more like the toll booths of America. I've been to Indianapolis. It's a fine city. You know, it's one of those places where you can probably buy a home, and I think your dollar probably goes a lot farther. And obviously, they got the NASCAR race. But to be honest, I think I'm slotting them in D to get us going. I've never been to Hawaii, but obviously like to go. And look, say what you want about the bureaucracy, but I think California is objectively the most comprehensive state that I've been to in terms of access of what you can get. I mean, obviously you have beaches, you have major cities, you have mountains, you have a number of some of the most incredible national parks or natural features in the world. I mean, Yosemite and the Redwoods, it's pretty unmatched as far as diversity in terms of the types of activities that you can engage with. I mean, you could go snowboarding, surfing, and mountain biking all in the same day or few days. So it's definitely, it's a shame sort of like how blown out it's been, but still, I think some of the best that this country has to offer. Now, I've never been to Alaska. So what I said about access to natural beauty, I would imagine is eclipsed by Alaska. It's definitely high on my list of places I want to go. I'd love to go do some backcountry snowboarding or some hunting or something, but yeah, Alaska looks unbelievable. They have nature reserves, national parks that are bigger than some of the other states on here. So pretty incredible place. Alabama, I've only been to the north. I did some camping in a state park up there, and I was pleasantly surprised with Alabama. I'll give them some points for having a regional style of barbecue and barbecue sauce. I know they have, a distinct music culture, and obviously there's some important history. I mean, that might be the case in every state, but I'm certainly impressed by their sports culture, especially college football. So I'll put them in C for now. Arizona feels like a solid start to A. I've loved spending time in Arizona. They've got some really cool national parks. Flagstaff is awesome. Sedona's awesome. I'm a big fan of Scottsdale. Phoenix is obviously a major hub. So, it's hot, it's the desert, but I'd rather be there than probably a lot of places. Colorado, I think I'm gonna throw up an S as well. Definitely biased, I live there, but certainly one of the cooler states when it comes to access to world-class outdoor recreation, skiing, incredible natural beauty in terms of national parks and mountains and rivers and wildlife, and then also with Denver being an important hub in the Western United States, and some really cool mountain towns as well. So yeah, I won't put it over California just because of the beaches, but pretty elite place. Delaware, I think I'll slot in B for now. If you're not from the Northeast or anywhere, near Delaware, you might. I could see why someone might feel like there's not a whole lot going for it, and I mean fair enough, but they have nice beaches that I grew up going to some of the time, and I've never been to. I guess Alabama has beaches too, but I'm just gonna leave it there. Connecticut, I can't say I've spent too much time in, but I really don't know why I would. Yeah, why I would. To me, it just seems kind of like one big suburb of New York City. And I mean, I'm sure it's nice, if you're staying with the friends or like a little strip of beaches, but I can't say I'm too interested. It just, yeah, doesn't seem like a very interesting place to me. Florida's a wild place, man. I mean, the beaches are world class, right? And golf courses, and it's tropical, so I mean that's pretty tough to beat. But it's also just a very strange place. Like I always found how flat it is to be unnerving. I'm probably biased towards hillier, more mountainous places, and yeah, just the combination of like extreme wealth and poverty and old people and I mean the Hispanic culture is also really cool, like the Cuban enclave in Miami, and yeah, I think I personally find Arizona a little bit more interesting, but I'll put it there for now. Yeah, objectively, iconic state. Georgia, I guess I'll put it here for now at the top of C. I've been to Georgia a fair few times. I know Atlanta's got a lot going to it. It's too hot for me to be to be honest down there. I just can't say, it's somewhere I'd really like to spend a whole lot of time. The highway system is madness. But I know that there's a lot to Georgia that I probably haven't gotten to see all of. I mean, I know Savannah's supposed to be beautiful. Obviously, Augusta and the Masters tournament is there, and I mean that counts for something in my book. So, moving on to Maryland. I feel like this is a good one to put next to Delaware for now. I might even slot it up into A eventually. There might be some rearranging, but Maryland's low-key elite. The Chesapeake Bay is beautiful. Annapolis is stunning. There's some rural parts of Maryland that are, the whole Eastern Shore that are really, really pretty. And they got some beaches as well, Ocean City, Maryland. So, great seafood. I'd happily spend time in Maryland, to be honest. I might even go ahead and bump it up above Florida. Great golf. Yeah. Maryland's pretty great. Idaho. It's objectively more interesting than most of these East Coast states. They've got beautiful mountains and canyons, and Boise's actually a cool little city. Big like rodeo culture, and I spent some time there a couple summers ago, and yeah, I like it there. Illinois, if it weren't for Chicago, to be honest, I'd be tempted to put it down with Indiana. It's sort of similar in that it's sort of like a drive-through flyover type state, but I'm a big fan of Chicago. I don't think I'll put the state up quite so high, but top of B feels good. Arkansas, I've driven through. It's beautiful. Yeah, I feel like a great place to go fishing or camping. I don't know much about the regional culture, but it's a beautiful place. I think I'll put it at the top of C. Iowa, I'm actually a fan of, believe it or not. The Plains states, obviously if you just drive through the interstate, you're not going to be terribly impressed, but if you get off of them, they actually can be pretty beautiful. And that's what I got to do a few times in Iowa. Shout out to my buddy Cam. Yeah, I did some fishing, and it's peaceful. I don't think I can put it over Chicago and Delaware beaches, but I like it there. Kansas, it's not worse than Indiana, in my opinion. I've been to Lawrence, which I think is where KU is, and it's a very nice town. But man, there's not a lot going on there. Like, I have gone off the interstate in Kansas, and it does get better or prettier, and I'd probably rather be there than Connecticut, though. I think it's like a little more interesting. All right. Kentucky. Top C feels right. They've got some stuff going for it, you know, bourbon, the horse races, lots of horse farms. It's a pretty state. Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, they've given us some great cultural products. I think Chris Stapleton's from Kentucky. That's cool. But I can't say I'd rather be there than some of these other spots. I might even bump it below Arkansas. Never been to Louisiana. Want to go. New Orleans seems awesome. I want to do some food tours and whatnot there. It looks like a good time. Maine. This is an interesting one because I'm docking the South for being too hot, but obviously in the winter it's probably, you know, you'd much rather be in Georgia than Maine. But it's my list, and I'm I'm a bit biased. Maine is beautiful, especially in the summertime. They got the coast and lobster and pretty vast wilderness, believe it or not. Acadia National Park is up there, so yeah, Maine's pretty sweet. Massachusetts. I can't say I'm a big fan of Massachusetts just because of my sports allegiances, but certainly the coast is beautiful, and then I know that the west sort of bleeds into the mountains, into upstate New York, so it's certainly got something going for it. I think just for Martha's Vineyard alone, I'll put it an A. Michigan, I've never been to the UP, so if you are from the UP or you go there, just ignore this. But the rest of it, I'm good. I'm really just not a fan of the sports fans, and can't say I'm too interested in spending time there. Minnesota. I've heard good things about it in the summertime. I have spent some time there. It's obviously also very flat. It gets really brutal in the winter, but yeah, they've got all these lakes, and it seems pretty cool. It seems like there's some cool stuff going on in Minnesota. So yeah, it feels like it belongs right around there. Never been to Mississippi. I would certainly go. Yeah, I'm sure they've got a lot of the same things to offer as like Alabama. Country music, barbecue, distinct sort of sports cultures and things like that. But I'm not sure when I would go, unless I was driving through the South. I know like Jackson's got some specific history to it with like music and things like that, but I can't say it's somewhere I would travel to specifically. So Montana's definitely up there as well, probably above Idaho. Yeah, I think I like it there. It really is a vast state. Like it's beautiful, and it has a lot of the same things to offer as Colorado, and except that you really feel like you're in the middle of nowhere when you're up there, and that's what I think people like about it. But for me, it just feels like the end of the earth, in sort of like an unnerving way. But I mean, beautiful mountains, good skiing, and they got grizzly bears, so that's pretty cool. Nebraska, I can't explain to you why Nebraska. I don't like Nebraska as much as Kansas, but I just don't. I've driven through both, and and there's just something about it. Like, if anything, they have the cities, Omaha and Lincoln, that should probably put it over. But I would just, if I had to pick one to drive through, I'd rather drive through Kansas. So here we go. Never been to Nevada. Can't say I'm too interested in it either. I don't think Vegas is really my thing. I guess they got like the east side of Tahoe, which is kind of cool, but from my perspective, it's kind of just desert. So New Hampshire seems fine. I have been there. It's been a while, but they got mountains and tough winters. Some skiing. Top of E feels good. New Jersey. If it was everywhere besides the Jersey Shore, I might put it in D, but the Jersey Shore is truly one of my favorite places on earth, specifically the South Jersey Shore. And to be honest, I'd rather be there than almost anywhere on here. Maybe not Maine or Arizona, but if you know, you know. New Mexico's cool. I've been there. It's pretty. Albuquerque's interesting. You know, there's obviously all the reservations there. It's a very interesting place. I think, yeah, there's good. New York. I'm not a New York City person. I'd rather be most places besides there, but upstate's nice. Obviously, they got the, you know, the Adirondacks and stuff like that. So Long Island's pretty nice too. Yeah, there's good, I think. Okay. North Carolina's sweet. They've got the sort of southern Appalachians, Boone, and then the Outer Banks, and some cool, like seemingly growing cities in Raleigh and Charlotte. Yeah, North Carolina's pretty great. I think I'd put it there for now. Never been to North Dakota, and another one that feels like it'd probably be like the last one I go to. I'm sure there's some cool stuff up there that people don't know about. I'm sure there's like some good duck hunting or something up there, but yeah, that's it's a tough one to get to. Not a fan of Ohio. Yeah, sorry. Moving on. Oklahoma's all right. I've driven through it. I can't say it's somewhere I'd love to spend a lot of time, but cool cultural landscape with the reservations and stuff. Put it there. Oregon's elite. I might even put it, yeah, I think that's correct. Again, beautiful forests, beautiful mountains, coastline. I haven't been to Portland, so that's not really factored in, but it's a pretty elite state from everything I can gather. So look, I'm from Pennsylvania. Can't in good conscience put it above Arizona, I don't think, but I also can't put it below New Jersey, so that's where it's going. Rhode Island, Nantucket's great. I mean, can't say I know much about the rest of it, but for that alone, put it there. South Carolina, I haven't spent too much time there. Obviously, I know the beaches are cool. Hilton Head and Charleston seems nice, and they've got a very distinct sort of Southern aristocrat vibe going. Not sure that's necessarily my thing, but I think I'll put it there. South Dakota I've been to. Badlands National Park is sweet. I mean, that alone puts it up somewhere for me. Yeah, how about there? Mount Rushmore. There's really not much else to it, but you know, the western parts have some cool forests, and I like it. St. Louis, I've never been to the Ozarks, or I'm sorry, Missouri. Yeah, I can't say I'm too interested in being there for any particular reason. Would love to go to Busch Stadium though. Tennessee's great. Yeah, Tennessee's got beautiful mountains, Smokies. Nashville's fun. Obviously, lots of great distilleries as well. I feel like some parts of it aren't the prettiest, but I mean, neither is New Hampshire and New York and Illinois. So, am I sleeping on North Carolina? I think I am. I'm gonna bump it up. All right, Texas. Texas is an interesting one. It's pretty great. It's a little hot for me. I guess like there. Obviously, it's got a lot going for it. It's huge, big cities, outdoors, distinct history and culture. Yeah, Texas is cool. I mean, interesting cultural landscape in Utah, but I mean, the natural beauty is pretty unmatched. I think, yeah, it's got to go right up there next to Colorado for me. And I'll put Vermont right after that. Vermont's gorgeous if you've never been. They don't have billboards. It's pretty pristine. Vermont's cool. Virginia, I can't say I'm overly interested in being there for any particular reason. They do have some beautiful mountains in the west, you know, the Shenandoahs, and some cool driving down there. But driven around the DMV and the whole corridor from DC down to Richmond, and it's just not for me. So I'll put it there. Never been to Washington, but definitely want to go. It looks gorgeous. West Virginia is beautiful. Obviously, you know, they have their issues, but I think I'll put it there. Wisconsin, I can't say I spent a ton of time in, but I've been there in summer and it's beautiful. I really like the culture there. They're real proud of their state, and yeah, got a lot of respect for Wisconsinites. So I'll put it there. And then I think Wyoming for me has got to go an S as well, just because of the natural beauty alone. Obviously, there's not a lot there, but I mean the Tetons, Yellowstone. If you've never been, it's pretty remarkable how vast the landscape is, and it's stunning. So I think I like this. I won't play around with it, even though maybe I'd like to. Let me know what I got wrong. You know, I'm sure there's stuff in Ohio and Connecticut and Oklahoma that I haven't seen that might make me like them a bit more. And look, I mean, this is just for fun, right? Like everywhere's got its merit, but this is my biased ranking of the 50 states. If you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like or subscribe for more of this kind of stuff. It would really help me out. Thanks for watching. Peace.